Still Wakes the Deep is a modern horror classic. Hello my dear friends, how are you? I hope you are well and in good health. Today with you is a new and important video, Still Wakes the Deep, which is a modern classic horror game. I hope you like it, but before you watch the video, subscribe to the channel to receive everything new and useful. Now let's continue the explanation. Skyscraper-sized waves crash beneath me as I crawl across a broken metal beam in the middle of the North Sea, hanging at the base of an oil rig in the process of collapsing. I crawl quickly but carefully, my knees sliding on the wet metal and my eyes fixed on the platform in front of me. Don't look down. I look down. The cold sea boils just inches from my beam, and the white spray reaches above, threatening to drag me under miles of darkness and stifling pressure. The curse. In Still Wake the Deep, horror comes in many forms. Violent creatures stalk the corridors on very long, thin limbs that burst from their bodies like pieces of bungee cords. Human-sized blisters and streaks of blood grow along the corridors, emitting a sick cosmic glow. The ocean is a relentless threat, wailing under every step. Then there is the Bayra D oil platform itself, a huge maze-like industrial platform supported by thin tension legs in the middle of a rough sea, groaning and tilting as it is torn apart from the inside. Each of these elements is deadly. Each one shows a unique kind of terror. Still Wakes the Deep is a first-person horror game from the Chinese Room, the studio behind Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, Dear Esther, and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Set in the winter of 1975, the game takes place within Bayra D, a massive metal maze that offers mystery, increasing familiarity, and death at every turn. The platform is filled with a rich cast of characters from the British Isles, most of whom are Scottish. Players take on the role of Kaz, an electrician on the drilling rig whose best friend is Roy, the cook. Still Wakes the Deep feels like a successful game from the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, free of the modern AAA bloat. It's as restrictive as the original Dead Space, with a core loop that serves the narrative and vice versa. The mechanics evolve steadily without becoming repetitive or cumbersome. Its monsters are lethal but not overdone. In Still Wakes the Deep, the horror is relentless but its source is constantly changing. Evil monsters, a crumbling drilling rig, the angry North Sea, and this diversity infuses the game with tumultuous tension until the breathtaking final act. The game is entirely voice acting and the cast members are incredibly charming. There's an undercurrent of gentle misdirection belying every interaction, and the dialogue is legitimately earnest and funny, even in life or death situations. This deft sense of character development makes the carnage even more disturbing once the monsters ascend Bayra D. After an oil rig drills for a mysterious substance deep in the North Sea, a giant eldritch being takes over the hull, crushing its metal passageways and invading the bodies of some of the crew. Kaz is on a mission to survive the creatures and escape the platform, and help rescue Roy, whose body is rapidly fading because he can't get insulin. The gameplay in Still Wakes the Deep is a traditional first-person horror game, executed with elegance and expertise. The action includes jumping across broken platforms, balancing on thin ledges, running down corridors, climbing ladders, swimming through claustrophobic holes and hiding from monsters in vents and vaults. There are no weapons in Bayra D, and Kaz only has a screwdriver to help him pick locks and unscrew metal panels, focusing on just surviving rather than fighting. Interactive materials are highlighted in yellow, so it's never a question of what to do or where to go, but rather how to get there without falling prey to the monsters, the sea, or the rig. Every input feels precise and completely responsive. Climbing a ladder, for example, requires holding down RT and pressing the analog stick in the right direction. But if Kaz slips, players need to suddenly hold down LT as well, so he can regain his grip in a QuickTime event. In these sudden moments of panic, pressing both triggers seems like the natural thing to do. It's extremely satisfying to clench the gamepad tightly as Kaz grips the rungs of the ladder, the player and the character perfectly in sync in the wake of a sudden fright. Still Wakes the Deep is a prime example of intuitive game design. It's also just a great game. I stopped several times while playing Still Wakes the Deep just to admire the clean lines and complex, realistic lighting of certain scenes, but every frame is filled with thoughtful and well-rendered detail. The otherworldly structures littering the rig causes vision to bubble up like a melting film reel, and multicolored circles overtake the screen every time he passes near the ballista. It's disorienting and eerily beautiful, like the rest of the game. Still Wakes the Deep is an instant horror classic. It's full of heart-pounding horror and raucous dialogue, all set in a setting rarely explored in interactive media. Amidst the sneaking, swimming, running and climbing on Beiridi, Still Wakes the Deep manages to tell a poignant and powerful story of relationships and sacrifice. Kaz and Roy have a special friendship, but they also have family on the beach, and getting back to those people, alive, is a constant driving force. Still Wakes the Deep is available now on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series, developed by the Chinese Room and published by Secret Mode. Hello my dear friends, how are you? I hope you are well and in good health. Today I have a new and important video with you. I hope you like it, but before you watch the video, subscribe to the channel to receive everything that is new and useful. Now let's continue the explanation. At the end of the video, I hope you liked it, and see you in a new video.